If you do 80% of the things I'm going to tell you in this video with your business this year, you are going to hit your first 1 billion year. How does an entrepreneur consistently make $1 billion every single time she does a launch of her product? Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am walking you through proven strategies that can make you a billionaire if you just apply 80% of the things I'm going to share with you in this video. And I'm using a case study for this particular video. But before we go into it, a little backstory. Last year, I did a case study on this particular business owner, this entrepreneur, and her name is Funke Akindele. I did this case study last year when she hit 1 billion with her movie called A Tribe Called Judah. And I went in depth in explaining how she was able to achieve that feat, leveraging some very key digital marketing strategies and how you can achieve it too in your business. But before we dive in, because I know I have quite a diverse audience, who is this woman in the first place? Funke Akindele, popularly known as Funke Akindele or Jennifer, is a Nigerian filmmaker, actress, director, producer, and politician. She is the director of Behind the Scene, the highest grossing film of 2026 as at February 1st, and the first movie to hit 2 billion naira in the box office, amongst other blockbuster movies in Nollywood. So in today's video, I want to walk you through some of the key things that I've seen her do. I've seen her repeat some of these strategies, and for her to repeat them, I know it's because they are working. I've spoken to a few of her raving fans, people who've been to the cinema to see her movies, and every single time, these movies are always packed out. So, what are some key strategies that she's used that can make you a billionaire this year if you pick some of them and deploy them into your own business this year? Let's get right into it. Okay, welcome back. It's a good time to hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. If you've not done that already, hit that button so that you get notified every time I post a new video like this one today. The very first thing that I want to call out here is Funke Akindele does seasonal launches. If you can tie your big launches or your big launch to a season, it gives you time and space to build on the momentum of the season. These movies that have broken the box office record were always tied to the Christmas season. And you know what happens with Christmas, especially in a country like Nigeria, in a city like Lagos? Of course, this is West Africa. Literally telling you that as Africans, we love our Christmas holiday. We love that family time together. We travel from all over the world to just come back and be together for the Christmas holidays. So it's one of the major factors why why her movies always sell out, because she times it to coincide with family-centric holidays. So for you as a business owner, I'm going to ask you to think about your launch in terms of seasonal timeline. If your business revolves around motherhood, your big launch should be tied to Women's Month, which is March. If your business revolves around fatherhood, maybe your big launch should be tied around Father's Day, which is June. So literally just sit down and figure out what season do I tie my launch to benefit the most out of the compounding momentum. That is strategy number one. Now, that alone is not going to give you money. Just because you put it around Mother's Day is not going to give you money if you're not vocal enough about it. So there are other strategies you need to deploy to make sure that you're making this money as intended. Strategy number two, have a long launch timeline. The promotions for this movie started as far back as 2 months before the premiere. The premiere was on the 7th of December 2025. 6 days ago, that would be the 27th, I think, or that would be the 26th of January 2026, she announces that the movie has now crossed 2.4 billion naira in West Africa. This was not achieved overnight. And guess what? It did not cross the 2.5 and it's 2.4 and it's no longer selling. It is still thriving in the cinemas. People are still going to see it. So many cinemas are still showing it because there's still demand for it. However, the launch timeline was long. So the teasers before, behind the scene when they were shooting it, this movie is coming, it was crazy. But that long timeline always gives her room to gather momentum and to pull in sales and crazy traction. So you want to be asking yourself, this launch I want to do in the next 3 months, how do I start announcing it 2 months prior? How do I build the right traction to it? How do I drive traffic to my channels? How do I get this in the eyes of people who have the buying power to buy what I'm selling, right? That's number 2. Number 3, the rule of the game is consistency. Listen, this lady started from soap operas, right? And as an actor in them, by the way, and then she started producing her own, and she went to TV series, and she's literally been in the game for so long. She's built crazy relationships with promoters, with producers, with doorkeepers, that right now she's a familiar name in the industry. When she shows up, there's the consistency in the quality of her delivery that her audience know that they're going to get. So another thing I want you to pay attention to right now on your road to your first 1 billion naira a year is the consistency in your delivery. So the consistency in your network, the consistency in what your audience is getting, the consistency in your marketing. Because let's not sugarcoat it. Life is happening to her too. She's going through stuff that you know absolutely nothing about. Some of them she will never talk about. Some of them we eventually get to know, but the marketing is consistent. Her presence is consistent. You get on her page, you know exactly what is happening. There's no content calendar planning. Like, the calendar is promotion in this season or nothing. And when it's not a promotion season, she is focused on her business. You know what she's about. I want to call this out because a lot of people are someone else entirely before their launch. So for your launch, you're not talking about your product, you're not talking about your service, you're not doing anything that positions you as a thought leader there, you're not showing progress in your craft, and suddenly after 6 months in the year, you come back and you're like, oh, I do this thing, you people should come and buy, I'm selling. It doesn't make any sense, right? So this is where conflicting identity online becomes a hindrance for you. So if you're about something, be about it and be vocal about it. Let people know that this is who you are, so that they are not surprised and they don't feel like you're always springing up things on them to sell because you want to sell something. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this consistency is in a lot of ways. So consistency in your delivery, consistency in your network, and consistency in your brand, like who you are, what you do, literally. Do you get? Let's go to the next point. You see, this point I'm about to make is something that it sounds so simple, but people don't do it well sometimes. And what is that point? It's leveraging key industry collaboration. Funke Akindele is leveraging her industry network, but she's leveraging it in pairs. So there are the people who are established, who would feature in her movie. She collaborates with those ones for her promotions. There are people who do not even feature in her movies at all, that she still goes to do what? Collaborates with. Then there is the next generation. There's always the next generation in this industry, and there's the next generation in your industry. And she finds a way to merge where she is and where they are so she can reach their audience. I'm going to be very sincere here. It's a movie and anybody can see it because she makes it a movie that family can see together. So for your products, you might say, oh, I am an executive. I can't be found mingling with this Gen Alphas, Gen A, right, and Gen Zs, because they're going to water down my brand. If you're in a season where you're promoting stuff, instead of thinking that way, I want you to think of the Gen Zs or Gen Alphas who are building brands that you know in the next 10, 15 years, they're going to be close to the position where you are. Let's say you work in corporate, for example, right? And you're doing a very big launch and you are just focused on talking to people within your tier. You're not doing anything transgenerational, you're going to have a problem. But the moment you're able to bridge the generational gap and find this young graduate who maybe just finished their master's degree or maybe just finished college and has a lot of other people who just finished college in the audience category, he's helping them refine their resume, he's helping them, put them on jobs. They are coming to him to see what country they need to migrate to, where are the opportunities, and what you have is something that they can benefit. Do you realize that if you're collaborating with such a person, you become not just somebody they look up to anymore, you become relatable, and they also start thinking of how to get access to whatever it is you want them to get. Now, this is a very uncommon example. I'm not saying that this is the case all the time, but I'm just asking you to think of how to leverage collaboration across different generations, because Funke does this so well. So there's an actor, there's a skit maker who is so good, but they have a little audience and they're just 25. She's collaborating with them. There's an actor that is 32. The audience is 2 million. They have their own talk show. They have everything. She's collaborating with that person. There's an actor that is just like a revered veteran. People just show up because they respect them. They've been in the industry for so long. Maybe they didn't even feature in the movie. She's collaborating with that person. So she's transgenerational. And I want you to pay attention to how that pulls money into whatever it is you're selling, because people will buy when there are people from that generation are talking about what you're selling. All right. This next point is for anybody who is selling a product business, even a service business, right? Let's say you're trying to run an oil business in a state and you want global patronage. We know one thing that Funke does is that she goes to the traditional rulers. And here I'll say that this point is tap into your roots. I'm thinking of this in a global sense. And what I can think about here is to recognize the authority figures in the locality where you operate, because word of mouth marketing still works. Word of mouth recommendation still works. And again, it's an extension of their network. Do you understand? So when she went to see, I think it was the Oba of in Kwara State, and she was talking about how Kwara was where she grew up, how this is her town, how people should come out and support her and all of that. Because of the cultural nuances in it, because of the cultural climate, that alone won her quite a number of sales. There are people that action alone unlocked goodwill towards her brand just because she did what she did. And it makes it look like it changes that launch from, oh, this girl used to be in Kwara, she's now doing movies, to now our own be this. Now we be this. So let's show up and support her. Do you understand? So she knows how to make you feel like you're part of the movement that she's championing. She knows how to pull those emotions that make you feel like you owe her something. Oh, I'm your girl. You have to show up for me. You have to support me. You have to bring your people. And what I'm asking you to buy is not even expensive. All I'm asking you is just to spend Christmas this way. Spend your New Year this way. Just show up in the cinemas. Come on a Friday. Somebody will be there. Even if she's not the one, or I'll be there to hug you. I'll be there to take pictures. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. So you would see all manner of people in the cinema. You see the traditionalists in the cinema to see the movie. You see the local government chairman in the cinema to see the movie. Who knows if you'll see the governor in the cinema to see the movie, right? Because she went back to her roots. Every state, every community that has high flyers, that has stars, they are always happy to associate with the stars. So if you're a star and you're building something, your business is something that profits the whole community, you are going to employ people from this community, you're going to provide a solution in this community. Come on, go to the community and make yourself known. Word of mouth is still a very powerful form of marketing, and you want that love and support from the community. My next point is something that you will only discover by observation. Funke does not collaborate with dead weight. I'm not going to call anybody's name, but if you pay attention, but after I say this, you will not be able to unsee it when you see it. There are certain people in the industry that she talks to, but these people are not interested and invested in growing their personal brands. We just know them that they act, right? But if you look at them as brands, they don't have anything to offer. They are just actors or actresses. You will never find Funke Akindele collaborating with those people. Why? In my word, they are dead weight. What is dead weight? It means that you have a presence, you have weight, but you don't have substance. And if she associates with you when she's doing her launch, you are going to pull down what she's building. Because maybe that collaboration with you will be the highest engagement you've ever had on your page. Now that I've said it, you will never unsee it again. If you go to study what I'm saying, you will see key people that off the top of your head, you're going to be like, she should be collaborating with this person. She does not collaborate with deadweight. For you as a business owner, there are people around you that seem to have been in the industry or seem to know people or seem to have influence. I'm going to ask you to look again, because I'm not sure they have what exactly you think they have. And if they don't, you don't want to associate with dead weight. Whoever it is you want to collaborate with, be sure that they have a brand, they have a voice, and what they stand for. It's something that complements what you're building, it's something that complements your business and has the power to get you more eyeballs. My next point is take people behind the scene. Funke has content creators on standby to show exactly what is happening on the scene. A house is burning, they capture it. We want to shoot a scene where a house is burning and the fire actually started burning more than we intended. We had to call ambulance, the firefighters to come and quench the fire. It was we got to set. The person that we paid for the house took the key and traveled to London. There was nobody to... The car broke down. We got to set to film on a sunny day and rain was falling non-stop. These are things that show the process that brought the result that everybody is happy about. When you're asking people to please support you because you've been through a lot, it makes sense. Because now you are not just marketing a product or a service to them. You're appealing to the humanity. You're appealing to the human side of human being. And I think instead of always saying, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy, if you can be very honest with your behind the scenes, you are going to sell much more than you expect. And I'll give you a very simple example. I remember in 2021, I was the Master of Ceremonies at Niger Brand Chick and Choma Ifanyeze's conference in Lagos. And I remember Madam Choma sharing this story of a stockfish seller that used to import stockfish with trailers, like containers. And she would always post her products and she was just following her because she liked it. She liked her numbers. And one day she posted a video of women with their children strapped on their backs who were packing stockfish. And she asked people, even if it's only 2 packs, buy from me today. That day, the numbers she did was the craziest ever in the history of sales. And it didn't come down after that day, it went up. So I'm not saying that every day you should come with stories. I'm just saying show people the actual truth of what the day-to-day process of birthing whatever it is you do looks like. Integrate it as a content pillar. It doesn't have to, and you don't have to exaggerate it. It must not always be negative. It can be positive. Sometimes you need to remember that people first buy emotionally, then justify what they buy logically. And to my final point, Funke knows how to drive fear of missing out. Oh my goodness. The content is done in such a way and in such a frequency that your brain begins to tell you that this is all the internet is talking about. Like, if I'm not going to watch this movie, what exactly am I doing with my life this period? And because it's seasonal, of course, this Christmas, this New Year. Do you understand? She takes over the news. Radio stations, you will hear the jingles. Your social media, you will hear it. Billboards, you will hear it. Adverts. She does 360 marketing to drive FOMO. You might say, oh, I don't have the budget. But for your own business, practically, you could employ the services of nano influencers. Imagine paying 20 nano influencers $100, $50, whatever. I don't know what is obtainable where you are, right? Just for one post where they collaborate with you. Do the post in your organic way, whatever it is that your audience gravitates towards. I want us to collaborate. And for 3 solid months, there is a collaboration every day or every 3 days or every week across the world with different influencers. What that makes people feel like is, I am missing out on something here. If this number of people are talking about this product or this service, then there has to be something. And curiosity is such a good thing when you're marketing, because when people get curious about your product, they will come to check it out. And sometimes to check it out, they have to get behind the gate wall. And how do they get behind the gate wall? They pay to receive it. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that this year, 1 billion naira is possible in your business. If you can understudy what Funke Akindele did and deploy it in your own business for your own marketing. I'm super excited that you're here trying to make money in your business, and I'll do my best to bring you relevant and helpful marketing, tips, strategies, frameworks, and tools to make sure that you get to whatever goal that you set for yourself this year. Please share this video with other people who are in business so that they can watch and get 1 or 2 strategies for their own businesses. Until next time, click the subscribe button and I'll see you. Bye for now.